The psychology behind why men pull away and the one mistake that triggers it. In this video, I'm going to reveal the exact psychological trigger that makes a man suddenly lose interest and the surprising mistake that 90% of women actually make without even realizing it. By the end of my video, you'll understand exactly how to prevent him from pulling away again. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. I'm KGB, your intimacy coach, and today I'm diving into something that affects so many relationships everywhere. That heart-wrenching moment when a man who seemed so into you, so completely invested, suddenly pulls away. You know how it goes. You meet someone great and the connection feels amazing, it feels real, it feels strong, and everything seems perfect. Then suddenly, silence, or as we call it in today's world, ghosting, or there's distance, just those cold shoulders, and you're left wondering what the hell went wrong. Even if you've ever experienced this, like most people, you're not alone. You need to know that. More importantly, it's actually not your fault, because there's a fundamental misunderstanding about male psychology that creates a sudden shift. By the end of my video, you'll understand exactly why men pull away without warning, and more importantly, how to prevent it from happening again. This isn't about playing games or manipulating anyone. That's not what my channel's about. It's about authentic connection. It respects men, how they feel and actually think. Because let's face it, men and women definitely think and feel differently. But let's start by addressing the biggest misconception. When a guy goes distant, many women immediately assume he's lost attraction, oh my God, he's with someone else. This creates panic, leading to behaviours that actually push him away even further. Here's the truth. His distance actually rarely means that he doesn't care anymore. In reality, men distance themselves precisely because they're feeling something significant. While women tend to seek closeness when emotions intensify, men often need a little bit of space to process those exact same feelings. The difference with emotional wiring creates, I guess, a painful disconnect as the relationship deepens, and we read into it differently. When a man experiences vulnerability that it feels overwhelming, his instinct isn't to talk his feelings through with you, but he just prefers to step back and regain his bearings. His withdrawal isn't about rejecting you. It's about him grappling with his own growing feelings. Men are conditioned from childhood to maintain control of their emotions. When they start feeling attached, it creates internal conflict. The pulling away is rarely about you. It's about them. But the most common mistake women make is what I call the suffocation trap. And this happens when you become instantly available. Whenever he calls or texts, you just drop everything. You drop everything for someone new in your life. You unknowingly send a powerful message that tells him that your time holds little value and that your boundaries are non-existent. Men instinctively respect what they have to work for. It's not manipulation, it's human psychology. Things that come too easily often feel less valuable than those requiring effort. When you rearrange your entire schedule and you cancel plans with friends or respond to messages within seconds, you remove any challenge from the equation. We're all guilty of it, ladies. This immediate availability eliminates any chance for him to miss you, because missing someone builds desire and appreciation. Without space to feel your absence, men never develop that longing sensation that strengthens the attraction. It's like trying to make someone hungry while you're constantly feeding them. It's impossible. But another critical mistake is what psychologists call the identity merging. And this happens with a lot of women. When you begin absorbing his preferences and abandoning your own, gradually erasing the very qualities that captivated him initially. It starts with small compromises that seem harmless to you, like skipping your yoga class once just to meet him, or watching his favourite shows instead of watching yours, or adopting his opinions on politics or religion. Each small sacrifice seems insignificant until one day you barely recognise yourself. This identity merging backfires spectacularly because men value what psychologists call self-differentiation. the ability to maintain your own thoughts, your own feelings and boundaries while still being emotionally connected. Strong relationships aren't about two people becoming one, which is quite often said. They're about two whole people choosing to build something together whilst remaining individuals. This distinction matters enormously when it comes to sustaining attraction. Maintaining separate friends and hobbies and goals, that creates necessary space in relationships. And this space isn't emotional distance, it's breathing room that allows both of you to grow and then bring that growth back to the relationship. There's also what we call communication overload. So excessive communication really does kill attraction faster than almost anything else. When every thought, every feeling, and just every moment gets shared through constant texting, you accidentally eliminate any mystery or any anticipation from your connection. This creates what psychologists call premature intimacy, a false sense of closeness that hasn't been earned through actual shared experiences. Men process information so differently to women. While women often build closeness through verbal exchange, men typically connect through shared activities and experiences. Bombarding him with messages throughout the day overwhelms his communication style, and it creates pressure rather than connection. Digital communication lacks crucial elements that in-person interaction provides. Tones, facial expressions, and I guess your physical presence. This makes misunderstandings more likely. Phone addiction has trained many people to expect instant responses. This expectation creates a toxic cycle where delayed replies trigger insecurity and over-analysis. Every minute that he doesn't respond becomes a source of stress. So quality communication always trumps quantity. One meaningful phone call carries much more emotional impact than dozens of texts spread throughout the day. And value isn't just about, an abstract concept. It's a precise equation in human psychology. How much someone values you directly correlates with how much you appear to value yourself. When you guard your time carefully, it sends a powerful signal about your self-worth. Time is our most precious resource, and we can never get it back once it's spent. People who recognise this truth and allocate, their hours thoughtfully automatically command more respect from potential partners. Men quickly gauge whether a woman values herself based on, small behaviours. Do you cancel your existing plans when he calls at the last minute? Do you wait around hoping that he'll make time for you? You shouldn't. Do you accept minimum effort dates? Dating apps have unfortunately commodified human connection, making many people feel easily replaceable. In this environment, demonstrating self-respect through selective time investment instantly sets you apart. Busy, fulfilling lives naturally create scarcity value. When your calendar reflects meaningful activities and interests and connections, your available time becomes more precious. And this isn't fabricated scarcity, it's the natural result of living authentically on your own terms. So what's the rebalancing strategy? Look, if you're currently connected, in a relationship where you're falling into these patterns, that this resonates with you, don't worry. It can be rebalanced with skill, not games. But start by analysing your current patterns honestly. How quickly do you respond to his texts? How often do you initiate contact? Who makes the plans? These baseline measurements reveal where adjustments are needed. Implement a gradual shift rather than just a dramatic change. Sudden withdrawals create confusion and they hurt feelings. Instead, make small, consistent adjustments. Focus on rebuilding your personal world first. Reconnect with friends that you've actually neglected. And restart hobbies that you've abandoned. Sign up for that class that you've been postponing. This approach works because it genuinely refills your life with meaningful activities. Mirror his investment level precisely. If he takes 2 hours to respond, matching his timing sets a balanced precedent. It's not about petty scorekeeping, it's establishing equilibrium. Prioritise in-person meetings over endless texting. Face-to-face interaction builds more genuine intimacy than digital communication. You can't replicate it. Look, what's the conclusion here? Everything we've covered today points to one transformative truth. Maintaining healthy boundaries isn't just good for you, it's essential for sustaining male attraction. That sudden overnight loss of interest isn't actually sudden at all. It's the final breaking point after a series of small boundary erosions that gradually diminish his respect and desire. The fix isn't complicated, but it does require courage. Value your time. Maintain separate interests and your separate identity. Balance your communication. Create natural challenge through self-respect. Mirror his investment and focus on quality interactions. Build a life that's so fulfilling that his presence will actually enhance it rather than complete it. This approach works because it aligns with fundamental human psychology rather than fighting against it. Men respond to these principles universally because they're hardwired into how we perceive value and form attachments. If you found this video helpful, then please like and obviously subscribe for more relationship insights. And for any personalised guidance and free downloadable resources, please visit kgbincorporated.com, where I've created comprehensive guides on lots of things, building healthy, lasting relationships, and any aspects that we actually have trouble with. But let me know in the comments if you've experienced this pattern of behaviour and what strategies that you might implement that are going to work for you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. I'm KGB.